Continuing with the cry of the second Aethyr, which is called Arn. In the first place, there is again the woman riding on the bull, which is the reflection of Babylon that rideth on the beast. And also there is an Assyrian legend of a woman with a fish, and also there is a legend of Eve and the serpent. For Cain was the child of Eve and the serpent, and not of Eve, and Adam was therefore. And therefore, when he had slain his brother, who was the first murderer, having sacrificed living things to this demon, had Cain the mark upon his brow, which is the mark of the beast spoken of in the Apocalypse, and is the sign of initiation. The shedding of blood is necessary, for God did not hear the children of Eve until blood was shed, and that is the external religion. But Cain spoke not with God, nor had the mark of initiation upon his brow, so that he was shunned of all men, until he had shed blood. And this blood was the blood of his brother. This is a mystery of the sixth key of the tarot, which ought not to be called the lovers, but the brothers. In the middle of the card stands Cain. In his right hand is the hammer of Thor, with which he hath slain his brother, and it is all wet with his blood. And his left hand he holdeth open as a sign of innocence. And on his right hand is his mother Eve, around whom the serpent is entwined with its hood spread behind her head. And on his left hand is a figure somewhat like the Hindu Kali, but much more seductive, yet I know it to be Lilith. And above him is the great sigil of the arrow, downwards. But it is struck through the heart of the child. The child also is able, and the meaning of this part of the card is obscure. But that is the correct drawing of the tarot card, and that which is the correct magical fable from which the Hebrew scribes, who were not complete initiates, stole their legend of the fall and the subsequent events. They joined different fables together to try and make a connected story, and they sophisticated them to suit their social and political conditions. All this, while no image hath come into the stone, and no voice hath yet been heard. I cannot get any idea of the source of what I have been saying. All I can say is that there is a sort of dew, like mist, upon the stone, and yet it has become hot to the touch. All I can get is that the Apocalypse was a recension of a dozen or so totally disconnected allegories that were pieced together and ruthlessly planned down to make them into a connected account. And that recension was rewritten and edited in the interests of Christianity, because people were complaining that Christianity could show no true spiritual knowledge or any food for the best minds, nothing but miracles, which only deceived the most ignorant, and theology, which only suited pedants. So a man got a hold of this recension and turned it Christian, and imitated the style of John, and this explains why the end of the world does not happen every few years, as advertised. There is nothing whatever in the stone but a white rose, and a voice comes, "There shall be no more red roses, for she hath crushed all the blood of all things into her cup." It seemed at one time as if the rose was in the breast of a beautiful woman, high-bosomed, tall, stately, yet who danced like a snake. But there was no substance in this vision. And now I see the white rose as if it were in the beak of a swan, in the picture by Michelangelo in Venice. And that legend too is the legend of Babylon. But all this before the veil of the Aethyr. Now I will go and make certain preparations, and I will return and repeat the call of the Aethyr yet again. Biskra, December 18th, 1909. 9:20 to 10:05 a.m. It is not a question of being unable to get into the Aethyr and trying to struggle through, but one is not anywhere near it. A voice comes, when thy dust shall strew the earth whereon she walketh, then mayest thou bear the impress of her foot, and thou thinkest to behold her face. The stone is become of the most brilliant whiteness, and yet in that whiteness all the other colors are implicit. The color of anything is but its dullness and its obstructiveness. So it is with these visions. All they are is falsity. Every idea merely marks where the mind of the seer was too stupid to receive the light, and therefore reflected it. Therefore, as the pure light is colorless, so is the pure soul black. And this is the mystery of the incest of chaos with his daughter. There is nothing whatever visible, but I asked of an angel that is by my side if the ceremony hath been duly performed. And he says, yes, the Aethyr is present, and it is thou that canst not perceive it, even as I cannot perceive it, because it is so entirely beyond thy conception that there is nothing in thy mind on to which it can cast a symbol, even as the emptiness of space is not heated by the fire of the sun, and so pure is the light that it preventeth the formation of images, and therefore hath men called it darkness. For with any lesser light the mind responds, and makes for itself diverse palaces, and it is that which is written, in my Father's house there are many mansions, and if the house be destroyed, how much more mansions that are therein? For this is the victory of Babylon over the magician that ensorcelled her. For as the mother she is 3 by 52, and as the harlot she is 6 by 26, but she is also 12 by 13, and that is the pure unity. Moreover, she is 4 by 39, that is victory over the power of 4, and in 2 by 78 she hath destroyed the great sorcerer. Thus she is the synthesis of 1 and 2, and 3 and 4, which being added are 10. Therefore could she set her daughter upon her own throne and defile her own bed with her virginity. And I asked the angel if there's any way by which I can make myself worthy to behold the mysteries of this Aethyr. And he saith, it is not in my knowledge, yet do thou make once more in silence the call of the Aethyr, and wait patiently upon the favor of the angel, for he is a mighty angel, and never yet have I heard the whisper of his wing. This is the translation of the call of the Aethyr. O ye heavens which dwell in the first air, and are mighty in the parts of the earth, and execute therein the judgment of the highest. To you it is said, behold the face of your God, the beginning of comfort, whose eyes are the brightness of the heavens, which provided you for the government of the earth in her unspeakable variety, furnishing you with the power of understanding, that ye may dispose all things according to the foresight of him that sitteth on the holy throne, and rose up in the beginning, saying, the earth, let her be governed by her parts. This is the prostitution of Babylon to Pan. And let there be division in her, the formation of many from the one, that her glory may be always ecstasy and irritation of orgasm. Her course let it run with the heavens, that is, let her way be always harmonious with heaven. And as a handmaid let her serve them, that is, the virgin of eternity, climbing into the bed of chaos. One season let it confound another, that is, let there be unwearying variety of predicates. And let there be no creature upon her within her the same, that is, let there be an unwearying variety of subjects. All her members let them differ in their qualities, and let there be no one creature equal with another. For if there were any duplication or omission, there would be no perfection in the whole. The reasonable creatures that earth and men, let them vex and weed out one another. This is the destruction of reason by internecine conflicts in the courses of redemption. And their dwelling places let them forget their names. This is the arising of Nemo. The work of man and his pomp let them be defaced. That is, in the great work, man must lose his personality. His building let it be a cave for the beasts of the fields. His building means the vault of the adepts, and the cave is the cave of the mountain of Abiagnes. And the beast is he upon whom Babylon rideth, and the field is the supernal Eden. Confound your understanding with darkness. The sentence is explained by what has been said concerning Binah. For why it rejoiceth me concerning the virgin and the man. Kelly did not understand this call at all, and he would not believe the sentence was written so, for it seemed to contradict the rest of the call, so he altered it. One while let her be known, and another while a stranger. That is the mystery of the Holy One, being at the same time identical with everything and apart from it, because she is the bed of an harlot and the dwelling place of him that is fallen. That is that mystery which was revealed in the last Aethyr, the universal being, as it were, a garden wherein the holy ones may take their pleasure. O ye heavens, arise, the lower heavens beneath you, let them serve you. This is a command for the whole of things to join in universal rapture. Govern those that govern, cast down such as fall, bring forth those that increase and destroy the rotten. This means that everything shall take its own pleasure in its own way. No place let it remain in one number. No place is the infinite aim. Let it remain in one number, that is, let it be concentrated in Aethyr. Add and diminish until the stars be numbered. It is a mystery of the Logos, being formulated by the Kabbalah, because the stars are all letters of the holy alphabet, as it was said in a former author. Arise, move, and appear before the covenant of his mouth, which he hath shown unto us in his justice. The covenant is the letter Aleph, his mouth Peh, his justice Lamed, and these add up again to Aleph, so that it is in the letter Aleph, which is 0, thus symbolizing the circles of the Aethers, that he calleth them forth. But men thought that Aleph was the initial of Ar, cursing, when it was really the initial of Atchid, unity, and Ahba, love, so that it was the most horrible and wicked blasphemy of the blackest brothers to begin Barashith with a Beth, with the letter of the magician, yet by this simple device he hath created the whole illusion of sorrow. Open the mysteries of your creation and make us partakers of the undefiled knowledge. Hear the word. I'ad Namad is not the ordinary word for knowledge. It is a word of 8 letters, which is the secret name of God, summarized in the letter Cheth, for which, see the Aethyr, which correspondeth to that letter, the 12th Aethyr. Now from time to time I have looked into the stone, but never is there any image therein or any hint thereof, but now there are 3 arrows arranged thus. This is the letter Aleph and the alphabet of arrows. I want to say that while I was doing the translation of the Call of the Aethers, the soles of my feet were burning, as if I were on red-hot steel. Now, the fire is spread all over me, and parches me, and tortures me, and my sweat is bitter like poison, and all my blood is acrid in my veins. Like gleet, I seem to be all festering, rotting, and the worms eating me while I am yet alive. A voice, neither in myself nor out of myself, is saying, Remember, Prometheus, remember, Ixion. I am tearing at nothing. I will not heed, for even this dust must be consumed with fire. And now, although there is no image, at last there is a sense of obstacle, as if one were at length drawing near to the frontier of the Aethyr. But I am dying. I can neither survive nor wait. There is agony in my ears and in my throat, and mine eyes have been so long blind that I cannot remember that there ever was such a thing as sight. And it cometh to me that I should go away and await the coming of the veil of the Aethyr. Not here, I think I will go to the hot springs. So I put away the stone upon my breast. Bis Kra. 10:15 to 11:52. Flashes of lightning are playing the stone at the top, and the bottom of the stone there is a black pyramid, and at the top thereof is a Vesica Pisces. The Vesica Pisces is of colorless brilliance. The 2 curves of Pisces are thus. They are the same curves as the curves of Vesica Pisces, but turned around, and a voice comes. How can that which is buried in the pyramids behold that which descendeth upon its apex? Again it comes to me without a voice. Therefore is motherhood the symbol of the masters. For first must they give up their virginity to be destroyed, and the seed must lie hidden in them, while the 9 moons wax and wane, and they must surround it with the universal fluid, and they must feed it with blood for fire. Then is the child a living thing, and afterwards is much suffering and much joy. And after that, they are torn asunder. And this is all their think, that they give it to suck. All this, while the vision in the shoe stone stays as it was, save that the lightning grows more vehement and clearer, and behind the Vesica Pisces is a black cross, extending to the top and to the edges of the stone. And now blackness spreads and swallows up the images. Now there is naught but the vast black triangle having the apex downwards. And in the center of the black triangle is the face of Typhon, the lord of the tempest, and he crieth aloud, Despair, despair! For thou mayest deceive the virgin, and thou mayest cajole the mother. But what wilt thou say unto the ancient horror that is enthroned in eternity? For she will not, there is neither force, nor cunning, nor any wit that may prevail upon her. Thou canst not woo her with love, for she is love, and she hath all, and hath no need of thee. And thou canst not woo her with gold, for all the kings and captains of the earth, and all the gods of heaven, hath showered their gold upon her. Thus hath she all, and hath no need of thee. And thou canst not woo her with knowledge, for knowledge is the thing that she hath spurned. She hath it all, and hath no need of thee. And thou canst not woo her with wit, for her Lord is wit. She hath it all, and hath no need of thee. Despair, despair. Nor canst thou cling to her knees and ask for pity. Nor canst thou cling to her heart and ask for love. Nor canst thou put thine arms about her neck and ask for understanding. For thou hast had all of these, and they avail thee not. Despair, despair. Then I took the flaming sword, and I let it loose against Typhon, so that his head was cloven asunder. And the black triangle dissolved in lightnings. But as he parted, his voice broke out again. Nor canst thou win her with the sword, for her eyes are fixed upon the eyes of him. In whose hand is the hilt of the sword? Despair, despair. And the echo of that cry was his word, which is identical, although it be diverse. Nor canst thou win her by the serpent, for it was the serpent that seduced her first. Despair, despair. Yet he cried thus as he fled, I am Leviathan, the great lost serpent of the sea. I writhe eternally in torment, and I lash the ocean with my tail into a whirlpool of foam that is venomous and bitter. And I have no purpose. I go no whither. I can neither live nor die. I can but rave and rave in my death agony. I am the crocodile that eateth up the children of men. And through the malice of Babylon I hunger, hunger, hunger. All this while the stone is more inert than ever, yet 1,000 times more lifeless than when it is not invoked. Now when it kindles, it only kindles into its physical beauty. And now upon the face of it is a great black rose, each of whose petals, though it be featureless, is yet a devil face. And all the stalks are the black snakes of hell. It is alive. This rose, a single thought informs it. It comes to clutch, to murder, yet because of a single thought alone informs it. I have to hope therein. I think this rose has 156 petals, and though it be black, it has luminous blush. There it is, in the midst of the stone, and I cannot see anyone who wears it. Aha, aha, aha! Shut out the sight. Holy, holy, holy art thou. Light, life, and love are like three glowworms at thy feet. The whole universe's stars, the dewdrops on the grass whereon thou walkest. I am quite blind. Thou art Nuit. Strain, strain, strain my whole soul. Akatoa tufobeu beakafu dudunurafanateru. Falutli, falutli, I cling unto the burning Aethyr like Lucifer that fell through the abyss, and by the fury of his flight kindled in the air. And I am Belial, for I have seen the rose upon thy breast. I have denied God. I am Satan, I am Satan. Oh, and I am Satan, I am Satan. I am cast out upon a burning crag, and the sea boils about the desolation thereof. And already the vultures gather, and feast upon my flesh. Yea, before thee all the Most High is profane. O thou desolator of shrines, O thou falsifier of the oracles of truth, ever as I went hath it been thus. The truth of the profane was the falsehood of the neophyte, and the truth of the neophyte was the falsehood of the zealoter. Again and again the fortress must be battered down, again and again the pylon must be overthrown, again and again must the gods be desecrated. And now I lie supine before thee in terror and abasement. O purity, O truth, what shall I say? My tongue cleaveth to my jaws. O thou Medusa that has turned me into stone, yet is that stone the stone of the philosophers, yet it is that tongue, Hadit, aha. Gay, let me take the form of Hadit before thee, and sing, Akadwatwafwab Yaudea Dudunrathanataru. That's really slightly a mispronunciation. I forget what the characters actually pronounce, but Nuit, Nuit, how art thou manifested in this place? This is a mystery ineffable, and it is mine, and I can never reveal it to either God or to man. It is for thee and me. Aha, aha. Akadwa tuf ur be'u be akathu dudu nur af an nataru. My spirit is not more. My soul is no more. My life leaps out into annihilation. Aka dwa tuf ur be'u be a kathu dudu nur af an nuteru. It is the cry of my body. Save me. I have come too close. I have come too close to that which may not be endured. It must awake. The body, it must assert itself. It must shut out the Aethyr, or else it is dead. Every pulse aches and beats furiously. Every nerve stings like a serpent, and my skin is icy cold. Neither God nor man can penetrate the mystery of the Aethyr. Here, the seer mutters unintelligibly, and even that which understandeth cannot hear its voice. For to the profane, the voice of the neophyte is called silence, and to the neophyte, the voice of the zealoter is called silence. And so ever it is. Sight is fire, and the first angle of the tablet, spirit is hearing, and it is the center thereof. Thou, therefore, who art all spirit and fire, and hast no duller elements in thy star, thou art come to sight at the end of thy will, and if thou wilt hear the voice of the Aethyr, do thou invoke it in the night, having no other light but the light of the half-moon. Then mayest thou hear the voice, though it may be that thou understandest it not, yet shall it be a potent spell, whereby thou mayest bear the womb of thine understanding to the violence chaos. Now let therefore, for the last time, let the veil of the Aethyr be torn. Aha, 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 Akatoa tufu be'u be'a kafu dudu nurafanoteru. This Aethyr must be left unfinished, then until the half-moon. Hammam, Salahin, December 18th, 310 to 4:35 p.m. And, these are their words, but they leave information that we can use to realize perhaps how we would word some of these in our own language, in our own words. An alva nu arenu alva. An alva nu arenu alva. Dira esau adika va paratanu. Paleax in vah rah Subre thifal ler thexana mama rala thifala maha. All this is in the melody of a flute, very faint and clear, and there's a sort of sub-tinkle of a bell. And there's a string instrument, somewhat like a Aethyr, and there's a human voice, and a voice that comes. This is the song of the Sphinx, which she singeth ever in the ears of men, and it is the song of the sirens, and whoever heareth it is lost. 1. Mu pa tale, tu wa malay, tufu tulu, pasaga. 2. Que mu tale, ya pa malay, sa gu malay, pa fu tale, fu tulu. 3. O che bala, wam pa mala, at, ga fu latre, la fu malay, hoot, noot. 4. Ae, oae, rel, moe, te, wala, play, tu, fu, late, we, ne, be. Translation of the song 1. Silence, the moon ceaseth her motion. That also was sweet. In the air, who will shall attain? Who will shall attain? By the moon and by myself and by the angel of the Lord. 2. Now silence ceaseth, and the moon waxeth sweet. It is the hour of. Initiation. The kiss of Isis is honeyed. My own will is ended, for will hath attained. 3. Behold, the lion child swimmeth in the heaven, and the moon reeleth. It is. Thou, it is. Thou, it is. Thou, triumph, the will stealeth away like a thief. A strong will that staggered before Ra Hor Kuit, Harit Nuit. 4. To the God O-A-I be praise in the end and the beginning, and may none fail who will attain. The sword that balances the crown, and that which thou hearest is but the dropping of the dew from my limbs. For I dance in the night, naked upon the grass, in shadowy places, by burning streams. Many are they who have loved the nymphs of the wood, and of the wells, and of the fountains, and of the hills. And of these some were nympholepet. 4. It was not a nymph, but I myself that walked among the earth, taking my pleasure. So also there were many images of Pan, and men adored them. And as a beautiful god, he made their olives bear double, and their vines increase. But some were slain by the god, for it was I that had woven the garlands about him. Now cometh a song, so sweet is the song that no one could resist it. For in it all the passionate ache of the moonlight, and the great hunger of the sea, and the terror of the desolate places, all things that lure men into the unattainable, O Mari Teti Salamarax Te Sala Doli Forenepax Amre Polax Armana Pileu Amri Vradara Pileu Son Marinarya Barvitran Madarana Fox Sarpadon Andala Riliu. Okay, I'm not entirely sure how that's pronounced with that transliteration. I am the harlot that shaketh death. This grieving giveth the peace of satiate lust. Immortality jetteth from my skull, and music from my vulva. Immortality jetteth from my vulva also. For my whoredom is a sweet scent, like a 7-string instrument, played unto God the invisible, the all-ruler, that goeth along, giving the shrill scream of orgasm. Every man that hath seen me forgetteth me never, and I appear oftentimes in the coals of the fire, and upon the smooth white skin of woman, and in the constancy of the waterfall, and in the emptiness of deserts and marshes, and upon great cliffs that look seaward, and in many strange places where men seek me not, and in many thousand times he beholdeth me not, and at the last I smite myself unto him as a vision smiteth into a stone, and whom I call must follow. Now I perceive myself standing in a druid circle, in an immense open plain, a whole series of beautiful visions of deserts and sunsets and islands in the sea, green beyond imagination, but there's no substance in them. A voice goes on, this is the holiest of fruitless love and aimless toil, for in doing the things in which for this thing's sake is concentration, for this is the holiness of them that suit, not the means to the ends. For therein is faith and sympathy and the knowledge of the true magic. O my beloved, that fliest in the air like a dove, beware of the falcon. O my beloved, that springs up upon the earth like a gazelle, beware of the lion. There are hundreds of visions trampling over one another, in each one the angel of the Aethyr is mysteriously hidden. Now I will describe the angel of the Aethyr until the voice begins again. He is like the one's idea of Sappho and Calypso, on seductive and deadly things, heavy eyelids, long eyelashes, a face like ivory, wonderful barbaric jewelry, intensely red lips, a very small mouth and tiny ears, a Grecian face. Over the shoulders is a black robe with a green collar. The robe is spangled with golden stars, and the tunic is pure soft blue. Now the whole Aethyr is swallowed up in the forest of unquenchable fire, and fearless through it all a snow-white eagle flies, and the eagle cries. The house is also of